My God, Mookie, calm down. Oh my goodness, we're a little early. Okay, usually he's doing nothing, so here you go. Get up there, Mookie, get it. Get up to the top. Oh yeah, he's all fired up right now. Let's hope he doesn't leap onto the game table. Let's line it up better. Now he's up top. Hey there, everybody. It's Tuesday, and it's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Greetings to Michael. Hello, Franklin. Kelly. Kenyon's here. Mike's here. He's crazy today. If he jumps on one of these laptops, we might have a temporary delay of the game. Whew. All right, we had a day off yesterday. We're going to complete the doubleheader between the California Angels and the Washington Senators here today. It's the final of a 4-game series. The Angels have won 2 of the first 3. Washington, behind a magnificent performance from Pete Rickert, won the last game, and they're looking to even the series up. Angels looking to take 3 of 4. Let me refresh this, and I can't read the bottom of the comment. Holy crap. Michael. Hello, Michael. I'm reading your comment on Howard's homer. Set in the triple deck. Holy cow. I'll bet that was something. I'm just checking the picture now. Okay, we've got, I forgot to put the, hang on. I forgot to put the starters out there and get the hitters cards, the pitchers hitting cards out. They're both 1 hitters. Okay, there's McLaughlin. And there's Jim Hannon. McLaughlin 1-1. Hannon no record so far. Before we get into this game, I wanted to spend just a few minutes on talking about Joe Adcock, okay? He started the first game of the doubleheader. Not playing today, but those of you who watched the game, you might remember the Senators walked Adcock intentionally with first base open against a left-handed pitcher. And he's had quite a few cards in his career that annihilate lefties, but let's look at him as a whole. I mean, he was a star player, not a Hall of Famer. But he was in the, he got MVP votes in 4 different seasons. Most of his career with the Milwaukee Braves, although he spent his first 3 years in Cincinnati. The man had 336 career home runs. He got a 485 career slugging. An 822 career OPS. If you're into the advanced stats, his career OPS plus was 124. And his career batting runs plus was 127, which simply stated means he was 27% better than the average big league hitter for his career. His best season, 1956, he hit 38 home runs and had 103 RBIs for Milwaukee. 291, 337, 597. And what's really interesting is I'm familiar with that card, okay? If we break down the splits for that card, it ranks... Why can't I get to that now? Bad gateway. Hang on a second here. Let's try that again. I'll be darned. There's an error, host error on baseballreference.com. Too bad, I can't get to his splits. Could I get to 55? No. Let's try 50. I'm looking for 1956 lefty. Anyway, okay, you can look at the card on Strat-O-Matic 365 online. One of the absolute lefty masher seasons of all time. It's not as good as the Dick Allen card from 1966, but it's, you know, it's probably top 20 all time. So a hell of a hitter. Of course, he wasn't a good fielder, not much of a base runner. He was a slugger. But, you know, I didn't know that much about him other than this card and the 56 card I played with before. So I looked up his stats, and I don't know, maybe you're not surprised. I was a little surprised to see that the man hit 336 career home runs. So tip of the cap to Joe Adcock. And with that, we'll get today's game started. Here's the cards. Similar cards. Low to mid fours ERA for both right-handers. On the season so far, McLaughlin, he's made 5 starts. He has 1 complete game. It was a shutout. 4.03 ERA on the season. 29 innings, 33 hits, 19 Ks. Hannon, his first start, he's pitched 4 games in relief. He's pitched 6 2/3 scoreless innings so far, despite allowing 8 hits and 5 walks in those 6 2/3, and he fanned 6. Second game of a twin bill. And let's go ahead and give you the Angels lineup. A little different look for both teams in the nightcap. For the Angels, Jimmy Pearsall plays center and bats leadoff. A rare start for Pearsall, at least so far in the season. Bobby Knopp at second base hits second. Rick Reichard in left bats third. Willie Smith gets the start in right, and he's in the cleanup spot. Again, looking at that card, I don't really see a cleanup hitter there, but whatever. Norm Seaburn at first base hits 5th. Jim Fregosi at shortstop will bat 6th. Frank Malzone gets the start at third base. Paul Shaw gets the game off. Tom Satriano will do the catching and hit 8th, and McLaughlin, the pitcher, hits 9th. The Senators defensively line up like this. Jim French will be the catcher. Dick Nann at first. Savern and Brinkman up the middle, with McMullen down in third, and the outfield left to right, Howard, Locke, and Valentine. So Locke in center, Valentine moves over to right field for this one. Two games in D.C. means twice the hot air. You know, I can't argue with that, Franklin. Okay, Hannon's ready to go to work here. Here's Pearsall to lead things off. Pearsall just 5 for 19. He's been in 9 games, 263 average, does not have a home run. Right-handed batter. Here's the windup and the pitch from Hannon. That's going to be a 4-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to left center field. That's over Locke's head. That's going to get down and roll to the wall on a 12. Pearsall out of the box, rounding, digging for second, and he's in there with a leadoff double. Let's take another look at that one. 4-9 righty. Would have been a single 1-6. Pearsall weak power, but he rolled the 12 and ends up with a 2-base hit. It'll bring up Bobby Knopp. Knopp 205 on the year, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Hannon, a check of the runner. Now he's set. Here's the pitch to Knopp. On a 6-7 right-handed, Knopp bangs a base hit into right field, an open single. Pearsall could try to score on that. He's a 13. Valentine -1 makes him a 12. And with nobody out, they're going to play it conservative and hold Pearsall at third. And just like that, the Angels have runners at the corners and nobody out. Just getting underway here on a Tuesday. How's everybody doing? There's Ben. Hello, Ben. Here's Reichart now. Reichart batting .289 on the year, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. Infield at double play depth as Hannon comes set. From the stretch, it's a 4-12. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Howard. On the track, he makes the catch on a 17. That'll be deep enough. Pearsall tags and scores. So a sac fly to left by Reichart. Homer 1-12. He rolled the 17, and it's a loud out to left. It does drive in a run, however, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. Here's Willie Smith now. Smith just 3 for 17 on the season, does not have a home run. Runner not being held as Hannon comes from the stretch. The pitch to Smith is a 1-5. Smith bangs a base hit into left field. That's an open single. It's to left, however, so Knopp 13-11. Howard a +2. Back to 13. That's a close one. 1 out. I'm going to let the die decide. 1-3 he goes. They'll hold him up at second on the 6. You guys know I will do that sometimes when I can't make up my mind. It's a borderline call. The thing is, if he'd have gotten the 1-3, then what do the Senators do? Do they throw? Or do they cut it off and hold Smith at first? That would have been another tough call. 1-13 is always a tough one for me. Really, the book says you don't want to get thrown out 35% of the time anywhere, right? Stealing, advancing, 2 outs going for home plate, that's something entirely different. Other than that, though. Okay, the Angels have tagged Hannon for 3 hits here already in the first inning. First and second, 1 away, and here's Norm Seaburn. Seaburn, a disappointing start to his season. 14 for 83, it's a 169 average, and he's still looking for his first home run. Hannon's set now. The pitch to Seaburn is a 5-5 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout there for Hannon. That's the second out. And Jim Fregosi will be the batter. Fregosi leading the club in hitting at .295, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Hannon trying to get out of this now with minimal damage. And here's the pitch to Fregosi. On a 3-8 right-handed, Fregosi bangs a base hit right up the middle. Knopp can try to score on that. It's to center. He's a 13-15. Locke, a good arm, -2, 13. They're going to send him with 2 outs, 1-13. Here's Locke's throw to the plate. He is out at the plate. Strong throw from Don Locke in center to gun down Knopp at the plate. Angels get a run on 4 hits. Man, talk about getting the least out of most. 4 hits, just 1 run. Hannon living right in the first inning here. That could have been worse. After half an inning of play, California won, Washington coming to bat against Jim McLaughlin. I remember McLaughlin, although not with the Angels. I can't remember who I remember him with. Cincinnati, perhaps? Let's take a look. Exactly, Cincinnati. 70 through 72 he was there, yep. Oh yeah, 1970 World Series. For some reason, my chat won't scroll down today. That was the first game of the doubleheader was 4-3 Washington, Ben. That was the 12 strikeout performance from Pete Rickard. He went the distance. And hit the game-winning home run. Yes, sir, Franklin, part of the machine. I thought that's where I remembered him from. Okay, let's get the Washington lineup. I got one of these cards, computer-only cards here. It's going to drive me crazy because I printed it out oversized. But anyway, here we go. Fred Valentine leads it off in right. Bob Savarin at second base once again, hitting second. Don Locke gets the start in center. He made that fine throw to peg Knopp at the plate in the top of the inning. He'll bat third. Frank Howard in the cleanup spot in left. Dick Nenn at first base hits fifth. Ken McMullen, the third baseman, sixth. Jim French, the left-handed hitting catcher, will hit seventh. Eddie Brinkman at short in the eighth spot, and Hannon, the pitcher, bats ninth. For the Angels defensively, it's Satriano to do the catching. Seaburn at first, Knopp and Fregosi up the middle, Malzone down at third, and the outfield left to right of Reichart, Pearsall, and Smith. All right, here's Fred Valentine now to start it off. McLaughlin ready to work. Valentine comes in leading the club in hitting at .315, 6 homers, a dozen RBIs. He also has 10 stolen bases and has not been caught. 6 doubles and 2 triples for 14 extra base hits out of his 40 hits. Fine season so far for Fred. Switch hitter batting left-handed against McLaughlin. He gets the sign from Satriano, and here's the pitch. It's a 4-4 left-handed, a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Jim Fregosi's ball. Ranges behind the bag, a 2E36. And here's the play on a 6. Nice stop by Fregosi. Turns and fires in time. 6-3X, 1 down. And the batter will be Bob Savarin. Savarin, another switch hitter. He'll be batting lefty. Savarin comes in at .234. No home runs, 2 RBIs. McLaughlin into the windup. Savarin is a .411 left-handed. Savarin lines one into right field for a base hit. 1 out single for Savarin. Good runner, not a threat to steal. Wait, let's double check that. McLaughlin with a +2 hold. And Satriano is catching, not Rogers. So a +2 arm for Satriano. That's +4. That would make Savarin a 17 not held. They're going to have to hold him on. That makes him a 15. He's not a star stealer. But a 6 and 7 chance to get the lead against an 11 automatic caught. Both of these teams have been offensively challenged so far in this replay. And they kind of need to scrape for all the runs they can. Saverin's going to try for that lead. He needs a 6 or a 7. He's out on an 11. 7, he's got the lead, 1-15. Here's the pitch. There goes Saverin. The throw from Satriano. He's stolen it. How about that? I have to guess before I even look that that's Saverin's first stolen base. And it is. He was caught once. So he's 1-1 in stealing now. Yes, he did, Franklin. You're absolutely right. Here's Don Locke now. Locke hitting just 190 so far. 1 homer, 3 RBIs. Just 12 for 63. He has drawn 17 walks. More walks than hits for Locke. Runner in scoring position, 1 down. Here's the pitch from McLaughlin. It's a 4-3 right-handed. A fly ball to right field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Smith. Smith, a 4-E8. Here's the play on a 10. It's the E range. It's a 4 on an E8. That smells like trouble, and it's off of Smith's glove. That's going to go as a 2-base error, and Saverin will score to tie up the ball game. So an error by Willie Smith allows the run to score. Locke at second with 1 down, and here's Big Frank Howard. Howard hitting 284, just 2 homers, 13 RBIs. McLaughlin checks the runner. The pitch is a 1-9 right-handed. It's a grounder down to third. Malzone has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. Malzone a little extra time there with Howard running down the line. And it'll be up to Dick Nan, all tied up here in the first inning. 2 outs, a runner in scoring position. Nan hitting just 211 on the year. 1 home run, 8 RBIs, left-handed batter. McLaughlin checks the runner now. Here's the pitch to Nan. It's a 4-8 left-handed, routine grounder to second. Knopp to Seaburn, and that'll do it. So 1 run on the error. That would be an unearned run charged to McLaughlin. After 1 inning of play, it's 1-1. Just getting started here. So I tried to get back into the groove after taking a day off yesterday. Great lunch with my mom. We had Mexican food. It was quite good. Took a little drive. And there's Kurt Miller. Welcome, Kurt. It's been a while, I think. If memory serves, which it usually doesn't, but all the same, welcome. All-World Team catcher Jim French. Is that so? Jonathan India. I'm not sure I follow Kurt. I know who Jonathan India is. Bill Roman, that does not ring a bell. So Jim French was an all-world catcher? Hang on a second, I've got to look him up now. Indiana University, Ohio University. .196 career hitter, mostly pretty much a backup catcher. Played for parts of 7 years. Okay. Gotcha. Last names. French, Roman, India. Okay. I'm slow. I'm a little slow. The Butler on Family Affair. Oh my God, I remember that. That was Sebastian Cabot. Yeah, see, there's nothing wrong with the long-term memory. It's the short-term that sucks. Okay, Hannon getting ready to go to work in the second. Frank Malzone will start it off for California. Just 2 for 9 on the season, all as a pinch hitter. Right-handed batter. Yeah, Malzone's first start. Hannon into the windup. The pitch to Malzone is a 5-8 right-handed. That's a double to 2. On a 14, he'll settle for a long single. And the Angels so far taking batting practice against Jim Hannon. He's a 5-inning starter. Right now, I wouldn't want to give him odds on going 5. Here's Satriano. Tom just 3 for 19 on the season, does not have a home run. Hannon checks the runner at first. Now out of the stretch. Pitch to Tom is a 6-6 left-hander. He lines a single into right field. Malzone rounding and goes to third. And the Angels, just like the top of the first, have runners at the corners and nobody out. That'll bring up the pitcher, McLaughlin. McLaughlin, not much of a hitter, right-handed batter. Let's see what his bunting rating is. He's a C. That's borderline. I'm going to roll the die for in or back. It'll be in. That'll make him a D. With nobody out, he's going to try to lay it down anyway. McLaughlin squares to bunt. He's a D. 10D. Batter is safe. Leading runner is thrown out by the pitcher. So McLaughlin bunted it right to Hannon, who fired home and nailed him. That's going to be a 1-2 force. Satriano to second. So a possible break for Washington there. That's the first out of the inning, and here's Pearsall. Pearsall doubled his first time up. First and second, one down. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 6-3 right-handed. Fly ball to left field X. Tough chance for Howard, a 5-E5. It's an adventure. Here's the roll on a 3. He's not going to get it. That's a single, 2 stars. And another run will score. RBI single for Pearsall. Satriano scores. McLaughlin to third. That makes the score 2-0. 7th hit by California already. And that's going to get them stirring in the Washington pen. Let's see what they've got there. We could use, I suppose we could use Ortega in an emergency. Washington pen a little short-handed today. Dick Lyons will begin throwing. He's a left-hander. And Bobby Knopp will come to bat. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Let's check Pearsall's running now. Not a threat to steal at all. Infield will be back. Double play depth. Hannon trying to coax the ground ball here out of Knopp. The wind-up and the pitch is a 4-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to right field X. That'll be Valentine. Tough chance. 3E8 as he ranges towards the gap. The roll on the play is the error range on a 12. It's an 8 on an E8. And he makes a nice running catch for the out. McLaughlin will tag and score on that. It's a sac fly for Knopp. So a sac fly to right makes it 3-0 Angels. 2 away and Reichart the hitter. Oh, absolutely, I remember Mr. Belvedere. Here's Reichart now. Had a sac fly in the first. Runner on first base, 2 away. Here's the pitch from Hannon now. It's a 1-5 right-handed. It's a home run to 1. High fly ball to left field. Howard on the track, puts it away. And it's another loud out from Reichart. Two well-hit balls to left for Reichart, both caught by Howard. The Angels settle for a pair on 3 hits and leave 1. And it's 3-1. Yes, Domingo. Isn't it Herman, though? Is that right? I think it is. Domingo Herman would be the pronunciation on that one. Not positive. I only know him vaguely. Saw him in a few of my keeper leagues last year. Or really this year still. Earlier this year. McMullen, French, and Brinkman due for Washington as we go to the bottom of the second. Ken McMullen on the season. 242, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. McLaughlin gets the sign. Here's the windup. The pitch to McMullen is a 5-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Reichart backs up and squeezes it just shy of the track. Towering fly ball from McMullen, just allowed out to left. And here's French. French just 1 for 11 on the season, hasn't played much. This is just his 5th ball game. Left-handed hitting catcher. McLaughlin into the windup. Pitch to French is a 5-2 left-handed, a grounder to first base X. Tough chance for Seaburn. Seaburn a 4-E10. Here's the play on a 7, error range. 11 on a 10. He makes the play. Flips to McLaughlin, covering for the out. Two down, and here's Steady Eddie now. Brinkman hitting 246, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. McLaughlin gets the sign. The pitch to Brinkman is a 4-5 right-handed, a grounder to shortstop X. Fregosi will be tested again, a 2E36, and here's the play. On a 3, diving stop. Fregosi to his feet, long throw across, in time. Oh my goodness. What a play by Jim Fregosi to rob Brinkman of a base hit. That's going to go down as a web jam, 6-3-X exclamation, and that'll make it a 1-2-3 inning for McLaughlin. We've played 2 in the nation's capital. It's Angels 3, Senators 1. Hannon, who's been cuffed around pretty good so far, getting ready to go to work here in the 3rd. And thanks for that research on Bill Roman, Kurt. Yeah. Let me take just a second here. I'm going to see if I can't look him up. Well, I can't because I'm getting a host error from baseballreference.com today. It's a good thing I have the stats I already need brought up, huh? Let's see if I can go back. Yes, I can go back. Nestor Shylock, the home plate umpire today. Willie Smith will start it off here in the 3rd. He singled his first time up. Hannon gets the sign from Frank. Pitch to Smith is a 1-3 right-handed, and he bangs a base hit right up the middle, and Willie Smith, in a rare start, is 2 for 2. I got to look at his card now. He only had 195 at-bats that year, batted a robust 185. How about that? Here's Seaburn now, struck out his first time up. Hannon out of the stretch. Pitch to Seaburn. It's a 5-10 left-handed. It's a shallow fly ball to right. On comes Valentine. He makes the catch. Smith back to first. And here's Fregosi. Fregosi singled his first time up. Hannon gets the sign from the stretch. Pitch to Fregosi is a 5-10 right-hander, and he loses him ball 4. A 1-out walk to Fregosi. And the question already becomes, how long do we go with Jim Hannon? We're only in the 3rd inning. He doesn't appear to be fooling anybody. That's the first walk he's issued. Lyons is ready. French out to the mound. Hodges motions from the dugout. Give him one more batter. Okay, it's Hannon against Malzone. First and second, one away. From the stretch. Pitch to Malzone is a 6-4 right-handed fly ball to center field X. Tough chance for Locke. He's going back on the ball. Still going back. A 2-E9. The roll on the play is a 6. And oh my goodness, what a catch by Locke. Over the shoulder catch going away towards the center field wall. What a play by Locke. He saved at least one run there with that catch. And that will go down as a Webb gem. Locke robs Malzone of extra bases. And Jim Hannon clearly living on borrowed time here in this one. Here's Satriano now. Satriano singled his first time up. Hodges would really love Hannon to get this guy because he's leading off the bottom of the inning. Here's the pitch to Satriano. It's going to be a 2-8 right-handed. It's a routine grounder to short. Brinkman has it. He goes the short way to Savarin for the force. And Hannon wiggles out of it. No runs, a hit, 2 left. I'm almost amazed they didn't score in that inning. And that's going to do it for Hannon. I can't help but wonder aloud, is anybody surprised by that? Normally I don't hook them that quick, but my goodness. It's pretty obvious that Hannon has nothing. And they need runs. Hannon's day ends at 3 innings. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 3 runs. Walked 1. Did not strike out anyone. Let's see who the batter is going to be. They used Hamlin, Chance, Kirkland, and King. Willie Kirkland will be the batter. We'll save King for a more high leverage situation. Kirkland just 3 for 15 on the season. One of those hits a home run. Whoops, he did have a K. Thank you, Franklin. That's right, he struck out Seaburn. Kind of embarrassing for Seaburn in a way, you know. It's 0 for 2 with a strikeout against a guy who was getting pretty much cuffed around. He's the only guy in the lineup who didn't have a hit or an RBI. Reichart was 0 for 1, but he drove in a run with a sac fly. Everybody else had a hit, including, well, no, not including the pitcher. McLaughlin hit into a force and scored a run. He bunted into the force, actually. So here's Kirkland to lead it off. McLaughlin into the windup. The pitch for Willie Kirkland is going to be a 5-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout for McLaughlin. Kirkland down on strikes. That'll turn the lineup over, and here's Fred Valentine. Where is Valentine? His card disappears. There he is. 0 for 1. And welcome Robert. Robert on his drive home. Drive time Robert. Remember Drive Time DJs? Yeah, that came to mind. Drive Time Robert. 1 out. Here's Valentine. 0 for 1. McLaughlin the windup. The pitch to Valentine is a 1-3 right-handed foul ball behind the plate. Satriano back. Makes the catch. And there's 2 outs quickly. The batter will be Saverin. Saverin with the only Washington hit so far. Singled, stole second, and scored on the error. McLaughlin's pitch to the left-hander is a 1-8 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Smith at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Bob Saverin. Holy smoke. Let's look at that again. 1-8 to 11. It's a 4. That's got to be his first home run of the year, and it is. He's a weak. But on a 1-8, 1 through 11, he lifts one over the right field fence, and suddenly it's a 3-2 game. And that'll bring up Locke, 0 for 1. McLaughlin taking his time now, rubs up a new ball, now set. The windup on the pitch to Locke is a 6-9 right-handed. Routine grounder to third, Malzone. Double clutches, fires over to Seaburn in time. Side retired, Senators get a run on a rare Bob Saverin home run. After 3 innings of play, it is 3-2 Angels. And here comes Lyons now to pitch for Washington. Lyons a lefty. He's been in 8 games, no record, 2 saves, a fine 2.45 ERA across 7 1/3 innings of work. And he'll be looking at McLaughlin, Pearsall, and Knopp. McLaughlin, a right-handed hitter, of course. Lines with the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-5. Struck him out. Fastball down the middle. McLaughlin just stood there with the bat on his shoulder, watched it go by. 1 down. Here's Jimmy Pearsall. He's going to have to, Franklin. Rated 3 for endurance, by the way. Pearsall 2 for 2 so far. Doubled and scored in the first, singled in a run in the second. Lyons gets his sign. Here's the windup on the pitch on a 6-8 right-handed. Slow roller to third. McMullen charges it, throws across in time. And here's Knopp. Knopp 1 for 1. Lyons into the windup. The pitch to Bobby Knopp is a 2-8 left-handed. Ground ball right back to Lyons. Snares it. Takes a couple steps towards first and tosses it to Nen to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Lyons. I imagine that the home crowd at this point in the game is happy to see Lyons in the game. instead of Hannon. It was a spot start for Hannon anyway. His first of the year. I'm checking his card now. God, I take that back. Hannon actually made 18 starts that season. Holy cow. 4.26 ERA in real life. Not terrible, but certainly not good. Especially not for 1966, right? 125 hits allowed in 114 innings. That's Jim Hannon's real life numbers. McLaughlin ready to go to work in the bottom of the inning. Frank Howard will start it off. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Excuse me. McLaughlin set now. The windup. Pitch to Big Frank is the 3-8 right-handed. Caught the corner. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout for McLaughlin. Here's Dick Nen now. Hang on a second. Where's my water? Excuse me, losing my voice here all of a sudden. It's not really a Monday, it just feels like one. Okay, here's Nen, 0 for 1. McLaughlin gets the sign. The windup, the pitch to Nen is a 6-7 left-handed. It's a single to 3 on a 16. That liner is speared at second by Bobby Knopp. Knopp, the Gold Glover. 2 quick outs from McLaughlin, and the batter is McMullen. McMullen flew to left his first time up. McLaughlin into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Ken. It's a 6-11 right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. 2-out walk to McMullen. That's the first walk issued by McLaughlin. And that'll bring up the catcher, Jim French. McLaughlin, a glance at first. Now from the stretch. The pitch to the plate is a 2-9 right-handed grounder down to second base. It's Knopp over to Seaburn, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. 4 innings in the books. It's 3-2 California. I hear that, Franklin. No, it just feels that way to me because I didn't do a game yesterday. I was out celebrating. Hang on, I'll be right back. Short break. Very short. Okay. We are back. Put the old 1 cup on. Dick Lyons coming out for his second inning of work. He'll be facing the heart of the Angels order, Reichart, Smith, and Seaburn. Reichart 0 for 1, sac fly in the first. Lyons gets his sign from French. Here's the windup on the pitch to Reichart. It's a 1-7 left-handed. Reichart bangs a base hit up the middle for a leadoff single. A star 15 Steeler. Let's check the battery now. Lyons a +1 hold. French a +2. That'll make Reichart an 18. He'll be held at 16. And with Willie Smith at the plate, terrible numbers against lefties and a D-bunder to boot, Reichart's going to try for that lead. 2 through 6 and 12. 5, he's got the lead. 1 to 16, here he goes. The throw down, he's stolen it. Stolen base, Reichart. That is his 8th of the season. He's only been caught once. Next pitch to Smith is a 1-5 left-handed. Did he go around? Check with the third base umpire. He says he did. Called strike 3. That'll bring up Seaburn with one down. Seaburn 0 for 2 on the day. Lyons a glance at second, now set. The pitch to Seaburn on a 4-6 left-hander. That is a triple to 7. That is ripped over the first base bag and down into the corner, rattling around. Valentine chasing it down. Reichart will come in to score. Valentine digging for, Seaburn digging for third. Valentine's throw. Seaburn is in there with the daily triple and an RBI. Let's take another look at that one. 4-6 to 7. The roll is a 3. And a triple by Norm Seaburn makes it 4-2 Angels. Seaburn must have heard my comments about him earlier and responded here with an RBI triple. Jim Fregosi coming to plate in the 2-run game. The Senators are going to have to pull the infield in here. Fregosi has not been retired, a single and a walk. Infield in, Lyons a glance at third, now the full windup. The pitch to Fregosi is a 2-7 left-handed. It's a fly ball to left field. B question mark. Runner does not advance. He can though, can't he? Calling out to Ben here, clarification on that. The B question mark. So you always thought that was just for, no, okay. 14.2. There's not the third out. The runner at third does not automatically score, but he can. Add the runner's rating, the outfielder's arm, +2. So Seaburn could tag on that. He's 9-11. Howard a +2, 13. He's going to tag and attempt. Yeah, he is on third, though. Runner at third, Malzone due. He's going to tag 1 to 13. Here comes the throw from Frank Howard, and he's just in there on a 13. Seaburn scores on the sac fly from Fregosi. That makes it 5-2. 2 away, and here's Malzone. Malzone 1 for 2 on the day. Lyons set. Here's the pitch. That's a 2-7 left-hander. Routine grounder to shortstop. Brinkman has it, throws him out, and that'll do it. The Angels score 2 more on 2 hits and lead it 5-2. So the Angels, who have been kind of underperforming all season, trying to get well here against Washington. Washington, by contrast, got off to a good start, and they've been slowly going down as of late. McLaughlin, a 5-inning starter, will be entering his first endurance inning here in the bottom of the 5th. Eddie Brinkman will lead it off. Let me grab that coffee. All right, Eddie Brinkman to start off the bottom of the 5th. McLaughlin set to go to work here into the windup. The pitch to Brinkman. 5-8 right-handed. That's a homer to 1 on a 3. That will be down for extra bases. High fly ball to left over Reichardt's head and off the wall. Brinkman into second standing with a leadoff double. And now Washington will send up a pinch hitter for lines. Lines goes 2. Allows 2 hits, 2 runs. Wait, is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Let's see what they've got. I want to check and see who we used in the first game here. Well, they used no one. Rickert won a complete game. So Bob Humphrey's getting loose in the Washington pen. And we'll have a pinch hitter, a 5-2 game. Brinkman in scoring position. The batter is going to be Doug Camilli. Let's look at his numbers here. I don't think he's played very much. Let's take a look. Oh, he's played more than I thought. 11 games. He's 8 for 39 with a home run. It's a 205 average. Second can only attempt third on a B and not on a question mark, right, Ben? Fly ball B question mark only pertains to a runner on third and less than 2 out. Okay. That's what I thought. You'd think I would know this by now, but it's amazing what you can forget. There are so many rules. This is why I often refer to Ben. He's a new Strat-O-Matic player, for those of you who don't already know that. And oftentimes, the newer players are more familiar with the rules. Right. The regular B is an automatic sac fly. Thank you, Ben. Exactly. Well, you got a younger, less addled brain, too. Speaking strictly for myself here, not casting any aspersions. Here's Camilli now. McLaughlin gets the sign. Pitch to Doug is a 1-7 right-handed, a fly ball to center field, straight away center. Pearsall takes a few steps back, reaches up, and gloves it for the out. Camilli's retired. 1 down, and here's Valentine. Valentine 0 for 2 on the day. 5-2 Angels here in the bottom of the 5th. McLaughlin into the windup. His pitch to the lefty on a 2-10. That is ripped over into right field. Going back is Smith. It's over his head. That's going to hit the wall. Brinkman can walk home. And Valentine's in standing with an RBI double. That makes the score 5-3, and now one more hitter walk will fatigue McLaughlin, and we have action in the Angels pen. Largely right-handers, too early for Lee. That's going to get Minnie Rojas up and throwing. And here's Bob Saverin. Saverin with a single and a home run so far today. Severin would appear to be the hot bat in the Washington lineup in this one. Switch hitter batting lefty. Valentine takes his lead from second. Here's the pitch. That's a 1-8 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Smith. At the track, at the wall, leaps and makes the catch for the out. Valentine can tag on that. Right? He can tag and go to third. Okay, let me refresh that. +2. And he can only be out on a 20. So Valentine 16, 18. The right fielder a 0. So he's going to tag up and try to take third. He does. Valentine tags and takes third on the long fly out to right by Severin. So it's runner in third, 2 away, and Don Locke the hitter. McLaughlin trying to skate this inning without fatiguing, and here's the pitch to Locke. It's going to be a 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and McLaughlin gets out of it without fatiguing. The Senators do get a run, however, on 2 hits and leave a man. And after 5 innings of play, it's 5-3 Angels. I can't help but think I was a lot better at this 25 years ago. But I wouldn't have been... I don't think I would have been as comfortable with the streaming 25 years ago. That would have been really weird. A moot point, of course, since we didn't even have... Well, no, we did have computers 25 years ago. When did I go to the computer game? It was 94 with the 93 cards. So yeah, 30 years? Wow, 30 years ago. I got my first computer Strat game. How about that? Holy crap, time's a bitch. I had used, interestingly, I don't know if this is the time for this story or not. I feel like I'm dragging this game as it is, but it's on my mind, so I'm going to tell it. In junior high, I went to 7th and 8th grade to Thurston Elementary School in Laguna Beach. It was only the 2nd year of the school's existence when I started there in the 7th grade, and it was the first computer-programmed school, supposedly in the country. Now, you might look that up, and I could be wrong about that. But anyway, we had one of those huge computers, punch card, okay? It was a punch card computer. It took up an entire room. And it would spit out each student's daily schedule. Each day was split into 15-minute modules, and you had to write in your own schedule. Some of it was automatically put in there by the computer. Anyway, I knew the gal who ran the computer in the office. I used to go in there and load the punch card sometimes for extra credit. My dad's lady friend at the time, actually. So the point being, I had very primitive computer experience in junior high. That would have been what for me? God, it's 68? That's pretty close, I would say. Somewhere in there. Okay, here's Humphreys coming on to pitch for Washington. Humphreys has been magnificent, by the way. He's been in 13 games, no record of save, but a 0.99 ERA in 27 innings of work. He'll be looking at Satriano, the pitcher's spot, and Pearsall. Satriano 1 for 2 on the day. Humphries set. The wind-up, the pitch. That's going to be a 6-9 left-hander. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Satriano. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin will bat in the 6th. The pitch from Humphries is a 1-10. Struck him out. So Humphries comes on and announces his presence with authority, striking out the first too many faces. And here's Pearsall. Pearsall 2 for 3 on the day. Humphries into the windup. Pitch to Jimmy is a 1-9. That is high fly ball into left center. That's going to roll to the wall. Splits the gap between Locke and Valentine. Pearsall in with his second double of the afternoon. Let's take another look at it on a 1-9. Double to 15. The roll is an 8. Pearsall in with a double. And here's Knopp. Kurt, was that one you plugged in and it made that loud buzzing sound and the players hopped around all over the field by any chance? Yeah, I had that too. Oh my God. They had those little tabs or something on the bottom of each player. You could bend them, which supposedly it was supposed to direct the player's movement. I don't think it did it all that well, but yeah, that was fun. It used to drive my dad crazy, the noise of that thing. Good memories. Humphries pitched to Knopp. That's a 5-7 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball to center. Locke is right there, and that'll do it for the Angels in the 6th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. It was hilarious to watch, absolutely. McLaughlin getting ready to go to work. His second endurance inning. He gave up 2 hits in his first endurance inning. Frank Howard to lead it off. Big Frank 0 for 2 on the day. McLaughlin into the windup now. The pitch to Howard is a 5-7 right-handed. Howard with a base hit right up the middle, and it's a leadoff single for Howard, his first hit of the game. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue McLaughlin. Rojas is ready. And here's Dick Nen. Nen 0 for 2 on the day. McLaughlin out of the stretch. The pitch to Nen is a 3-11 right-handed. He pops him up on the right side. Infield fly rule as Knopp calls for it and squeezes it for the first out. 1 away, and here's McMullen. McMullen 0 for 1 with a walk. Okay, no, that was electric football. That was a different game. I don't remember photo. McLaughlin from the stretch. Pitch to Ken McMullen is a 5-11 right-hander. That's a base hit into left field. An open single, but Howard, very slow, is going to be stopped at second. And McLaughlin is fatigued. And here comes Rigney, and that'll do it. He motions with the right arm. In comes Rojas. And McLaughlin will hit the showers. McLaughlin winds up going 5 1/3. 2, 3, 4, 6 hits. 3 runs so far. Walked 1. Struck out 3. Here's Mini Rojas now. Rojas in 11 games, 1-1 with a 3.78 in 17 innings of work. Jim French will be the hitter. Ed Brinkman to follow. French 0 for 2 on the day. Rojas checks the runners. From the stretch, the pitch to French is a 6-8 left-handed. It's a single to 11 on a 10. That's knocked down at second by Cannot, but he has no play. That'll go as an infield single, and the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Brinkman. That actually sounds like it could work, Kurt. So you would have to outguess your opponent there. So who had to select first? Offense or defense? Sounds like a good idea in theory. Let's see what the situation here. Brinkman, a B runner. If this was a one-run game, we'd probably pull the infield in, but I hate pulling the infield in with the bases loaded. The Angels will remain at double play depth. Rojas checks the runners, full windup now, and the pitch to Steady Eddie is a 4-12 right-handed, and Brinkman drops a little dunker into right field. It's an open single. Howard will score. McMullen can try to score. He's only an 11, however. Smith a 0. They're going to stop him at third. On a shallow single by Brinkman. Brinkman gets an RBI on the play, and it's 5-4 now. And Washington will go to the bench again. You can guess who the pinch hitter is going to be. Remember, I already mentioned his name earlier. Bases loaded, one away. That's right, Jim King coming to bat. Remember when Kirkland batted in the third, I said, yeah, we'll save King for a higher leverage spot. Can't get much more higher leverage than this. Trailing by a run, bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. King 238 on the season, but 8 home runs, and a team leading 18 runs batted in. So Rojas has his hands full now. Infield at double play depth. Rojas into the windup. The pitch to King is a 5-9 left-handed. It's a grounder to first base B. That's going to be Seaburn. Down to Fregosi for 1, back to first, not in time, and the ball game is tied. It's a 3-6 force. Brinkman erased. McMullen scores on the play. French to third. That'll be an RBI credited to King. So King at first, no threat to run. French down at third with poor speed, and the batter is Valentine. It's a 5-5 game now, 2 down in the 6th. Rojas trying to get his team back up to bat. Valentine 1 for 3. Rojas, the windup, the pitch to Fred is a 2-8 right-handed, and he walks him to reload the bases. 2-out walk to Fred Valentine. And here's Bob Savarin now. Savarin 2 for 3 in this one. He has a home run in this game. Rojas staring in. The windup. The pitch to Savarin. 6-9 left-handed. Routine grounder to second. Knopp has it. Tosses to Seaburn. And that will do it. But the Senators tie it up. 2 runs, 4 hits. They leave the sacks full. After 6 innings complete, it is 5-5. Reichart, Smith, Seaburn. No left-hander. Hang on a second, I'm going to check some of the usage here on the Senators' relievers. That could break the tie. It really doesn't help much. Klein was throwing, but it's going to be Cox. Casey Cox will come in for Washington. Had they taken the lead, I probably would go to Klein and try to get the save, but they're going to go to Cox. Cox 1-4, but with a decent 3.93 ERA, 18 innings of work. And he'll be facing the heart of the Angel lineup, Reichart, Smith, and Seaburn. Stadium checkers, that sounds awfully familiar. Defense chose first. So you'd be guessing what play you thought your opponent was going to run, and then the offense would try to outguess you. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Small marbles. Okay, I take it back, Kurt. I do not remember that one. Rick Reichart will lead it off here in the 7th. He's 1 for 2 today. Casey Cox gets the sign from French. Here's the windup. The pitch to Rick is a 5-10 right-handed lazy fly ball into shallow left field. Frank Howard coming on. He's there to catch up with it. Howard running as fast as he can. Just does catch up to that one. And here's Willie Smith. Willie 2 for 3 today. Cox gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Willie on a 2-10 right-handed. It's a slow roller to second. Savarin charges it, throws on the run in time. And that will bring up Seaburn, 1 for 3 with a triple. Cox getting the sign now. Here's the pitch to Norm Seaburn. It's a 6-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. Tough chance for Savarin. A 4E24 as he ranges up the middle. On a 6, he can't get it. That's through for a base hit. A 2-out single for Seaburn, who's 2 for 4 on the day. Seaburn very slow at first. Jim Fregosi, the hitter. Yes, a friend of mine had Risk when I was a kid, Kurt, and we'd leave that thing set up for days. Go ahead run at first, 2 away, however, and here's Fregosi. Singled, walked, and had a sac fly in the 5th. Cox checks the runner from the strip. Pitch to Fregosi is a 1-8 right-handed. It's a grounder to short. Brinkman takes it, goes the short way to Saverin, and that will do it. No runs a hit, 1 left on as we stretch for the 7th. 6 all. We saw a Mookie earlier, but what the heck, we'll do a quick Mookie cam. He's calmed down now. He got all the zoomies out of his system just prior to game time. Rojas has worked 2/3 of an inning so far. He'll come out to start the 7th, at least. And he'll be looking at the heart of the Senators lineup, Locke, Howard, and Nen. Rojas due to bat 3rd in the 8th. Here's Locke now. Locke's 0 for 3 today. Rojas gets the sign. The pitch to Locke is a 4-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Locke for the 2nd time today. And the batter will be Frank Howard. Frank 1 for 3 on the day. Rojas set now. The windup and the pitch to Big Frank is a 2-7 right-handed. Did he go around? Home plate umpire Shylock says he did and rings him up. Strike 3 called. Much to Gil Hodges' chagrin, as he didn't even check with the base umpire on that one. Two down, 2 Ks for Rojas, and here's Nen. Nen 0 for 3. Rojas the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Minnie Rojas strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Senators. Wow, anybody's game as we go to the 8th in a 6-6 tie. Casey Cox will come out for his 2nd inning of work. Frank Malzone will lead it off for the Angels. Frank 1 for 3 on the day. Cox into the windup. Now the pitch to Malzone is a 4-7 right-handed ground ball into the hole. It's short. Brinkman is there. Throws across in time. That'll bring up Satriano, the catcher. Tom 1 for 3 on the day. Cox the sign from French. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-5 right-handed. Called strike 3. Satriano doesn't like it. He walks away muttering something under his breath at Shylock, probably, and make sure my guy gets that call too. Tie game in the 8th. The Angels will have a pinch hitter for Rojas. I hate to take Rojas out after he just struck out the side. But that's what we're going to do. Rojas 1 2/3. See, he came in here. Allowed 2 hits, no runs. So 5 runs, 4 earned, charged to McLaughlin. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for Rojas. Bob Lee getting loose. He pitched in this game in real life. Coming off the bench to hit for California, Jackie Warner. Warner, the team's home run leader with 10, also among the league leaders in that category. He pinch hit in this game in real life. Kind of an all or nothing guy, a lot of homers, but a lot of strikeouts. Cox into the windup. The pitch to Warner is a 3-2 right-hander. It's a high fly ball, absolutely crushed to straightaway center. Lock back. It is gone. Jackie Warner comes off of the bench and stuns the crowd with a pinch hit home run, his 11th of the season. On a 3-2, no less. No doubt about it, a monster shot. Warner can touch them all, and the Angels lead it 6-5. Throw in a little Dick Enberg there, right? And that was his saying. Oh, probably not the only one who said it, I'm sure. Okay, here's Pearsall, who has 3 hits today, including 2 doubles. Cox into the windup. The pitch to Pearsall is a 4-9 right-handed, and Pearsall bangs a base hit into right field. Cox a +3 hold, French a +2. That makes Pearsall an 18. He's not a star stealer, but they're going to have to hold him on. No, actually they won't, because he's not a star stealer. And there's no way he's going to try for a lead with a 7-8-9 automatic caught. So he will not be held on, and Knopp will be the hitter. Knopp 1 for 3 today. Cox set now from the stretch. The pitch to Knopp is a 1-11 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Howard. He's at the track, at the wall, reaches up and makes the catch on a 15. And Knopp is robbed again. I tell you, has anyone missed more hitter-friendly split home runs this replay than Bobby Knopp? The Angels settle for 1 on the pinch hit homer by Warner. And they take a 6-5 lead. I said it was 6-all, didn't I? That was incorrect. I beg your pardon. It was 5-all. Now 6-5. Don Lee's going to come on and try to get the save. Let's check the Angels for defense now. Let's see, we'll pull Willie Smith out. Jose Cardinal will come on in Smith's spot and take over in center. E3 -2. That's a good outfielder. Also the fastest player on the team. Pearsall will move to right, where he's a 2E9. Reichart can stay in left. Let's see what else they've got. Third base, Shaw only a marginal improvement over Malzone, so we'll leave that alone. So outfield realigned now for the Angels. Reichart in left, Cardinal in center, and Pearsall in right. Here's Bob Lee now getting loose. Lee, 5 saves. He has 5 of the team's 6. And a very impressive 0.51 ERA in 17 2/3 innings of work, in which he's only surrendered 9 hits. So Lee has done a fantastic job so far as the California closer. Bottom of the 8th, 6-5 California. It'll be McMullen, French, Dew, and then Brinkman. I do remember that one, Kurt. Anyone else? Okay, Lee ready to go to work. Ken McMullen, 1 for 2 with a walk on the day. Lee gets the sign. Pitch to McMullen is a 2-8 right-handed. It's a little comebacker to Lee. He snares it, turns, and tosses to Seaburn for the first out. Let's see what we're going to do about French now. A computer-only card. He will give way to Casanova here. So Paul Casanova comes off the bench to hit for French. Mr. French will hit the showers. And Casanova will step to the plate. Casanova 203 on the year, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Lee gets the sign from Satriano. Here's the pitch to Paul. It's a 2-7 right-handed lazy fly ball into center. Cardinal is there. And he makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Brinkman. Eddie 2 for 3 today. Doubleman scored in the 5th. RBI single in the 6th. Lee into the windup. 1-6 right-handed, called strike 3. Brinkman is inflamed. He does not like it. Shylock rings him up. It's a 1-2-3-8 for Lee. Just like that. Down go the Senators, and we've played 8 innings. 6-5 Angels. Cox will come out for the 9th. That would be his 3rd inning. He's rated 3 for relief, so this would be an endurance inning for Cox. That'll get Klein throwing loosely in the pen, but remember, he's their last reliever, although we could bring in Ortega if the game were to go extra innings or something like that. The Senators a little bit short-handed in the pen in this one. Heart of the California order due. It's Reichert, Cardinal, and Seaburn. Reichert 1 for 3 on the day as Cox comes set. Gets the sign from Casanova. The pitch to Reichert is a 5-2 right-handed, and he walks him. Leadoff walk to Reichert. Reichert a star 15 stealer, +3. Casanova is a -1, however. That's still +2, 17. He'll be held at 15. And the Cardinal coming to bat. Reichert held at first, Cox out of the stretch. Here's the pitch to Jose. It's a 6-4 right-handed. That's catcher's card X. That'll be Casanova. A 2E8. And here's the play. On an 18, it's a foul out to the catcher. Runner will hold. Senators fans have to be happy that French is not catching at this point. Runner would have moved up a base on that one. That and Reichert probably would have stolen second, but he's going to try for that lead now. Held at 15. He's at 2 through 6 or 12. 5, he's got the lead, 1 to 15. The throw from Casanova. He's in there on a possible overthrow. Roll for the overthrow. 1 to 18, and Casanova throws it into center field. Stolen base plus error, Casanova, and Reichert winds up at third base. Error charge to Casanova. Now with a runner at third and 1 out, Washington will pull the infield in for Seaburn. Seaburn 2 for 4. Cox gets the sign. The pitch to Seaburn on a 6-6 left-handed. It's a grounder to second A with the infield in. That will prevent a run. Savarin looks him back and throws him out. Not out of the woods yet. Here's Fregosi, 1 for 3 with a walk. 2 down, runner at third. Cox into the windup. The pitch to Fregosi, 5-7 right-handed, and Fregosi RBI single into center field. They'll drive in Reichert and make it 7-5 Angels. Now one more hitter walk will fatigue Cox. Klein getting ready in a hurry, and here's Malzone. Oh, I can't help but laugh at that. Well, you know they're building a new stadium anyway, right, Franklin? Oh, wow, is Seattle in the mix now, too? I did not hear that one. Okay, runner at first, 2 down. Malzone 1 for 4. Here comes the pitch to the Cox. It's a 6-10 right-handed. Fly to center field X. Lock ranging back. A 2E9. Here's the play. On a 2, he's not going to get there. That's down for a single. And Fregosi all the way to third on the play. That would have been a tough play for anybody. But that fatigues Cox. And here comes Hodges. So Hodges really didn't want to have to use Klein in a game he was trailing, but he's going to have to. Cock 2 2/3. He just ran out of gas. 1, 2, 3, 5 hits. A walk. There was an error. One strikeout. So Ron Klein will be coming on to pitch to Satriano. Big insurance run for the Angels. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Klein, no record, a pair of saves and a 2.45 ERA. Excuse me, that was lines. Klein 3-0, 3 saves, 2.87. He has 3 of the Senators' 6 saves. Satriano 1 for 4 on the day. Left-handed hitting catcher. Klein into the windup. It's a 4-6 left-handed. He pops him up. Savarin calling, and Klein comes in and puts out the fire. But another run scores for the Angels on 2 hits, 2 left. They take a 7-5 lead to the bottom of the inning. Bob Lee looking for his 6th save of the season. Oh, now the new park's on hold. You know, in all honesty, and I'm almost positive you'll agree with me, Franklin, that makes more sense. Yeah, exactly, Kurt. I've mentioned it before. My cousin, his fiance, their house in Sarasota for sale. They're looking to get out of there. But even if that were not the case, the fans really aren't supporting Tampa. I mean, that's a excellently well-run franchise. It does not get the support they deserve. I'd move them. What did they have, 8,000 for a playoff game or something like that a couple of years ago? Just ridiculous. Pinch hitter will start it off for the Senators. Let's see who it's going to be. They've already used 3 pinch hitters in this one. It's going to be Bob Chance. Chance played in this game in real life, appeared as a pinch hitter. In the replay, just 2 for 20. Left-handed batter. Lee stares in now, gets the sign from Satriano to take the chance. It's a 2-4 right-handed, and he rips a high, hard-hit ball to center field. That's going to be over Cardinal's head, and that'll be extra bases for Chance, who coasts into second with a double. How about that? A pinch hit double for Bob Chance. Not many safe chances on that card. Sorry about the pun. Here's Valentine now. Tying run at the plate. 1 for 3 with a walk. Lee rubbing up a new ball, taking his time now, very deliberate out there. Deep breath, now he's set. A glance at second, the windup, the pitch to Valentine. That's a 6-6 left-handed. Fly ball to center field, straight away center. Cardinal will make the catch for the out. One down, and Bob Savarin will be the hitter. 2 for 4 with a home run in this one. Lee staring in, the windup, the pitch to Savarin. It's a 1-8 right-handed high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Smith at the track, at the wall. Can you believe this? Bob Savarin has just tied this game up with his second home run of the game. His second of the season. He's a week. He only hit 5 that year in 406 at-bats, and he rolls that 1-8 again and splits the 3. And Bob Savarin has just tied this up in the bottom of the 9th. What a day for Bob Savarin. That's the game of the season for Savarin. Heck, chance getting a hit was unlikely. What are the odds on a 2-home run game for Bob Savarin? Savarin looking like the player of the game here today. Lee, a 3-rated reliever for endurance, so that's not an issue. The crowd is going absolutely nuts here. Teammates are all over Savarin as he's just tied this game with a 2-run homer in the 9th. Oh my goodness. Still just 1 away, and here's Don Locke. Lee into the windup. The pitch to Locke is a 6-7 right-handed. Fly ball to straightaway center. Cardinal backing up a few steps. He's got it. That's 2 down. Here's Frank Howard. Looks like we're going to extra innings today. Unless Howard can do something spectacular here. Lee into the windup. The pitch to Howard is a 5-2 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's the Gold Glover Knopf. That should end the inning. 1E17. On a 16, he makes it look easy. And we're going to the 10th. 4-3X. 2 runs. 2 hits. Bob Savarin. Holy cow. I'm not alone, I'm sure, in saying I sure as hell didn't see that coming. Extra innings here on a Tuesday. Holy cow. Angels will have to bat for Lee. Lead off the 10th. Lee, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs. No walks and a strikeout. Let's see who would be due up. It's Nen, McMullen, Casanova. Let me check the previous game. Brunette worked 2 innings, so it's going to be Lou Burdette, who only worked a third of an inning in the opener. And the batter, why not? We were talking about him pregame. Joe Adcock will be the hitter. Adcock, 234, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Klein ready to work now. Gets the sign from Casanova. Here's the pitch to Adcock. That's a 6-7 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Adcock. 1 down. Both pens and benches running thin here. Second game of the doubleheader in the 10th inning. Pearsall, 4 hits on the day. 2 doubles, 2 singles, 4 for 5. Klein into the windup. The pitch to Pearsall is a 1-5 right-handed. He bangs a base hit into center field. His 5th hit of the afternoon. What a day for Jimmy Pearsall. Let's see what's left on the bench. Klein with a -5 hold, so a pinch runner would really just be a waste of a player at this point. Pearsall a 13 runner, that's decent. Here's Knopp, 1 for 4 today. Klein from the stretch. The pitch to Bobby Knopp is a 1-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. That's going to be down, bouncing away from Howard. Howard chasing it around. Pearsall rounding. Pearsall is coming to the plate as Knopp digs for third, and Knopp is in with an RBI triple. Oh my, let's take another look at that one. 1-9 righty, homer to 10. He rolls to 20. Another split homer missed. For Knopp. Don't put a paywall Oh my God, I've really screwed it up, Mike. You're absolutely right. What have I done here? Oh no. Oh my God. That's right, because Cock's tired. Oh my God. Chance hit for Klein. What a mess. That means the only pitcher left would have had to have, the only available pitcher is Ortega. My apologies, guys. I've really screwed this up. All right, let's see what would have happened. Let's back it up. Go forward a little bit more. I'm just checking the replay here. That would have been Ortega entering the game. Okay, here's Adcock's at bat. But the only thing I can do is try to recreate this using the rolls that occurred. The other thing I could do is just start the 10th over with Ortega on the mound. Okay, a 6-7 for Adcock. That would have been a grounder to second X. So Adcock would have actually had a ground ball second X to, that would have been another roll. Wow, my apologies, guys. So the 6-7 righty for Adcock would have been a ground ball second base X. I'm leaning to just starting the 10th inning over. I'm going to throw it out to the group. What do you guys think? Should I use the dice rolls and recreate it? Or just start the 10th over with Ortega on the mound? What would you do? Yeah, I'm thinking the extra dice roll for the second base X. I can't very well use the same dice rolls because there's an extra dice roll in there. I think that the fairest thing to do, although probably not to Bobby Knopp, is we're going to restart the 10th inning. Yes, that was I was going to do that, Mike, but the 6-7 strikeout to Adcock is a ground ball to second X, so that's another roll. So the roll for the second base X would have actually been Pearsall's roll, if you see what I mean. That just doesn't seem right to me. So my apologies for screwing up here. What a frickin' mess. Okay, we're going to restart the 10th. Phil Ortega on to pitch for Washington. Adcock will come off the bench to pinch hit for the pitcher Lee. Burdette warming in the Angel bullpen. I feel bad about this, but I don't know what else to do. Ortega ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Joe Adcock. That's going to be a 1-5 right-handed. He struck him out. Well, that result didn't change. Adcock strikes out. And the batter will be Pearsall. Pearsall with 4 hits on the day. Ortega staring in. Here's the pitch to Pearsall. On a 4-6 right-handed, he walks him. Ball 4. So Pearsall reaches. No threat to run. Here's Knopp. Knopp 1 for 4 on the day. Ortega out of the stretch. It's a 5-7 right-handed swung on and missed, strike 3. And so unfortunately, Knopp loses the triple, and here's Reichard. Ortega's pitch for Rick Reichard is a 5-2 right-handed swung on and missed, strike 3, and Ortega strikes out the side. A walk and 3 Ks. And Lou Burdette will come on Lou Burdett will come on and pitch the 10th for the Angels. What I should have done was double switched when I brought Klein in here. That was the first screw up, and then it was compounded. And if Washington has to get another pitcher, holy cow, we're going to have to go to some computer-only card from my computer. All right, bottom of the 10th. Here's Nen. We shall play on. Nen 0 for 4. Burdett ready to work now. The pitch to Nen is a 4-3 left-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Malzone. A 3E37. Here's the roll on the play. It is a 7 error range. 8 on a 37, and he boots it. Error Malzone. E5, Nen reaches. Second error for the Angels. And that'll bring up McMullen, 1 for 3. Burdett out of the stretch. The pitch to McMullen is a 4-11 right-handed. A grounder to second base. Knopp has it, shovels to Fregosi for 1 to first, not in time. It's a 4-6 force. Nen erased. 1 away, and here's Casanova. Casanova 0 for 1 on the day. Burdett from the stretch. It's a 6-6 right-handed. Liner right into the glove of Malzone. A liner to third for the second out. And here's Brinkman. Brinkman 2 for 4 today. Runner takes his lead from first. From the stretch, it's a 6-4 right-handed. A grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Fregosi. Tested once again. A 2E36. The roll on the play of 15. He's got it and throws him out, and we're going to the 11th. 6-3X. Oh my. All right, here's Ortega coming out for his second inning of work. If they have to go to another pitcher, it would have to be Jim Duckworth. Computer-only card. And they may have to, as Ortega's due to lead off the bottom of the 11th. Here's Cardinal, 0 for 1 on the day. Ortega gets the sign. Pitch to Jose on a 5-8 right-handed, swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's 3 strikeouts in a row. And 4 of 5 for Ortega. That'll bring up Seaburn, 2 for 5 on the day. Ortega into the windup. Here's the pitch now on a 6-5 left-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Brinkman, a 2E29. Brinkman into the hole. The play is a 5. He's got it. Throws him out 2 down. Nice play, Brinkman. And here's Jim Fregosi with 2 outs. Fregosi 2 hits and a walk on the day. Ortega, the sign from Casanova. The pitch for Fregosi is a 4-8 right-handed. That is a double to 14, but on a 20, he'll settle for a long single, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. Fregosi a star 16, Steeler Ortega a -1, Casanova a -1, Fregosi a 14. The batter is Malzone. He has end power. Paul Shaw is going to hit for Malzone. He also has end power. Fregosi, the go-ahead run at first at 14. He will be held on at 12. So runner being held, Paul Shaw steps to the plate. Ortega out of the stretch. It's a 4-10 right-handed fly ball to shallow left. On comes Howard, and he makes the grab. Shaw will stay in the game at third base. No runs, a hit, one left. Jim Duckworth begins throwing in the Washington pen. Oh my goodness. Both teams running out of players. 2 innings for Ortega. 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Klein, a third of an inning. Two runs charged to Cox. Oh my goodness, it's Hamlin or Blasingame. It's going to be Don Blasingame, the hitter. The 6th pinch hitter of the game for Washington. Here's Blasingame. Burdette, his 2nd inning of work, ready to go to work here. The windup and the pitch for Blasingame. That's a 6-7 left-handed, a ground ball to second base X. That's Knopp. 1E17. Here's the play. On a 5, that's going to be made by Knopp for 3X, 1 away. Everybody's playing in this one. Here's Valentine now. 1 for 4 with a walk. Burdette gets the sign. The pitch to Valentine. A 6-3 left-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Reichart. Tough play for Rick, a 3E9. Here's the play. On a 16, he makes a nice running catch for the out. Two down, and here's the man of the day, Bob Savarin. Savarin with 2 home runs, his only 2 of the season. Burdette into the windup. The pitch to Savarin on a 5-8 left-handed. He bangs a base hit into center field for his 4th hit of the day. 2-out single by Savarin. And that'll bring up Don Locke. Savarin, no threat to steal. Burdette gets the side from the stretch. Pitch to Locke. On a 1-3, he bangs a base hit into center field. An open single. Savarin can try for third on that. 15-17 to center. Cardinello -2, 15. What the heck? We're going all out here. He's going and they're throwing. 1 to 15 to third. He's just in there. And Locke takes second on the throw. Frank Howard due up. Nen on deck. Howard, slightly better hitter, but Nen a left-hander. They're going to pitch to Howard. Second and third, 2 out. Burdette pitching to Frank Howard. The pitch to Big Frank, a 6'11" right-handed. It's a fly ball to right field X. That's Pearsall now, a 2E9. Pearsall ranging to the gap. The roll on the play on a 17. He makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And we go to the 12th inning. And on comes Jim Duckworth. Computer only card. This card was made for me by one of the viewers, Joel Anderson. Yeah, and it's Duck, you bet. You guys know the Duckworth saga, right? Duckworth, one of our smoke and mirrors pitchers so far. We've got Satriano, the pitcher's spot, which in itself is a problem for California. Well, they've still got Clyde Wright. Clyde Wright begins loosening. Satriano will lead it off. Let's take a look at Duckworth's numbers. They aren't that great, but considering it's a terrible card, in 4 starts, he's 2-1 with a 4.5 ERA in 22 innings of work, in which he walked 21 and struck out 19. Okay? It has to be laughable at this point. I already screwed this up in the 10th, and now we've got Duckworth on the mound. Pitching to Satriano. He winds and deals on a 3-12. It's a fly ball into center field. Locke is there and makes the catch. Now the Angels will have a pinch hitter. Burdette went 2 innings. Clyde Wright will be the next pitcher. Ed Kirkpatrick will be the hitter. Kirkpatrick facing Duckworth with 1 out in the 12th. Duckworth with the windup. Pitch to Ed is a 3-10 right-handed. That is a double to 4 on an 18. It is a fly ball to center caught by Locke. 2 plays made by Locke. And here's Pearsall. 4 for 5 with a walk. Duckworth set to work. The pitch to Pearsall. 2-2, grounder to second. Savarin throws to Nen, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Duckworth. Of course it is. The Strat gods are really going to punish me for screwing up that 10th inning, aren't they? On comes Clyde Wright. The Angels do have Brunette. If they had to go to him, I guess they would have to. He worked 2 innings in the opener, I think. Yep, that's correct. Here's Nan. Not really a good matchup. Nan a lefty. Poor against lefties. But the Senators with only Ken Hamlin on the bench, Nan will have to bat. Clyde Wright ready to go to work here. The windup and the pitch to Dick Nan is a 5'9" left-hander. That's a fly ball into left field. That's playable for Reichart. He makes the catch 1 down. That'll bring up McMullen now. Clyde Wright into the windup. The pitch to McMullen on a 5'10" right-handed is a fly ball to shallow center. On comes Cardinal to make the grab. And there's 2 outs quickly. And the batter will be Casanova. Casanova 0 for 2. Came into the game pinch hitting for French. Don't they wish they still had him on the bench? Wright with the pitch to Casanova on a 4'9" right-handed. Casanova bangs a base hit into left field for a 2-out single. Not much speed there, and Brinkman due up. Pitcher's spot, of course, to follow. They don't really have anybody else. Right pitch to Brinkman is a 2-8 left-handed. Little comebacker. Wright has it, throws him out. And that'll do it in the 12th. We go to the 13th inning. Now I'm going to have to do some score sheet renovation. And I'm also going to have to take a short break to use the restroom. We got quite a few people still hanging in there in a weird and crazy game. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Shuffle the split cards. Okay, Bobby Knopp will lead off the 13th. Duckworth ready to work. Here's the windup now and the pitch to Knopp. That's going to be a 6-8 right-handed. It's a ground ball to second base X. That's Savarin. Tough play for Savarin. 4E24. Here's the roll on the play. It's a 14. He makes the play and throws him out. The batter will be Reichard. Here's the pitch from Duckworth. It's a 2-5 right-handed. Called strike 3. Oh my, and Duckworth is living large again. And here's Cardinal with 2 down. Cardinal 0 for 2. Duckworth with the windup. The pitch is a 4-8 and he walks him. Ball 4. 2 out walk to Cardinal. Cardinal, a star 17 stealer. Duckworth a +2. Casanova a -1. That would be +1, 18. Cardinal held at 16. He's going to try for the lead. 2-6. A 6. He's got it. 1-16. There goes Cardinal. A throw from Casanova. He steals on the possible overthrow number. Casanova an 18. He throws it into center field, and it's an error. Stolen base plus error. And Cardinal winds up at third. And the batter will be Seaburn. Seaburn 2 for 6 today. Tripled way back in the 5th, which at this point feels like yesterday. Duckworth the pitch to Norm Seaburn. That is a 6-5 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Duckworth fans Seaburn. The Angels strand Cardinal at third, and we go to the bottom of the 13th. Holy smoke. And I'll tell you what, Duckworth's going to have to bat because they don't have anybody else. Duckworth a 1 WR. Floyd Wright comes in with a 4-9, and Duckworth singles into left field. Doesn't that just figure? Single by Duckworth. Let's move these over here. We're out of frame. Oh, shee-many Christmas. The only consolation I can say about this mess of a game is that they're both second division teams. At least no major impact on the pennant race, although one could argue that the Angels were actually a respectable club in '66. Okay, here's Valentine, runner at first, nobody out. Switch hitter will bat righty against right. Right from the stretch, it's a 2-8. That's going to be a 2-star single. Duckworth rounds and takes third. Runners at the corners. Infield will have to be in, of course. And who else would come to the plate but Bob Savarin? Is Jim Duckworth really going to score the winning run? Oh my God, what a mess of a game. Infield in, right pitch to Savarin. It's a 6-9 right-handed. That is going to be a fly ball to left B. That's going to be deep enough for Duckworth to tag. Here he comes, and that's the ball game. Well, I'm not proud of this one, guys, but it is what it is. Duckworth ends up the winning pitcher and scores the winning run. He's 3-1 now in the magical Duckworth season. 2 innings, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Clyde Wright takes the loss. He is 1-3. Exactly, Kurt. And who drove in the winning run? Well, of course, it was Bob Savarin. With 2 homers and 4 RBIs, Savarin's got to be the player of the game. Eight to 7, the final. I'm going to put the totals in later because, frankly, I'm gassed. Savarin's the player of the game. I still feel bad about messing up that 10th inning, but I didn't see what else I could do there. Knopp got screwed out of a triple. Well, it happens. Again, sorry about that, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me, though. It was fun. Weird game. I may have to mark this as the weirdest game of the season. The replay had that ball foul anyway. Well, thank you, Ben. That's very gracious. Thanks, everybody. And it looks like look at that, my score sheets, my X chart's falling apart here now. Maybe time for a new X chart. God, I hate to just make an order for that. The shipping alone is ridiculous on that. Well, I'm going to get out of here and try to make some sense out of this when I enter it. Oh my God, the manual entry on this is going to be insane. Thanks, everybody. Hey, let's see what we got tomorrow. Oh, I got a lot on tap for tomorrow, actually, because that was the last game of May the 22nd, which was a Sunday. So before tomorrow's game, we'll have the stats update. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have Atlanta Braves at Cincinnati Reds on May the 23rd. Hank Fisher for the Braves, Sammy Ellis for the Reds. That's all for me. I'm going to go soak my head in hot water. Take care, everybody, and have a great evening. See you tomorrow.